Hello, everyone. I'm Susan Slater, and I'm very, very pleased to welcome you to Habitat for Humanity of Washington, D.C. and Northern Virginia's first town hall. And we're doing this on Giving Tuesday, a very important and special day for us to share our programs and to allow you to more deeply understand what we are up to here. It's again Giving Tuesday, but we're doing this town hall, but we're going to be trying to do it twice a year, and we're going to be also doing some lunch and learns. We hope to do at least 2 in 2024, and that will help our donors and our constituents understand many of our programs more deeply, such as sustainable building and how we make our homes as affordable as possible. I'm also going to talk about 3 general areas. One, I'm going to give you an update on our merger. Then I'm going to talk about our 2023 year in review and talk about home repair and modification. First of all, I'm Susan Slater, as I said. I'm currently the CEO as of this year, and this is after I served as the co-president with John Smoot, the former executive director for the NOVA affiliate. And as many of you know, our service area is now DC plus Northern Virginia. I'll get into that in a minute, but John Smoot retired last December, and so now I'm the one who has to run the show. So our full service area is now the District of Columbia, Arlington County, Fairfax County, Alexandria, the city of Fairfax, and the city of Falls Church. That is quite a huge area. We go basically all the way to Dulles Airport from the tip of DC in Ward 7 and 8. So it is a very large responsibility, and we have become a very regional organization. To serve this large service area, we have had quite a bit of staff growth across all our departments, and we are building a pipeline of construction and home repair programs throughout our service area, and we're going to get into more detail on that in a minute. This will be our first full merged year. And our goal is to serve 1,000 new families by 2030. And that has been our goal since 2022 when we first envisioned the merger. Let me talk a little bit about our year in review. First of all, we're very, very pleased that our 3 homes in Groveton, in Alexandria, are now complete. And literally this week, we have families closing on their homes and moving in. So we're very excited about that. And we had a home dedication for that in October. We are nearly completed on 8 homes in Skyland, which is in Ward 8 in DC. And we hope to finish these homes by January. And we're currently selecting families, and we have had numerous applications, even with the high interest rates. So we're excited to have families apply for our 8 homes in Skyland. We also completed 60 home repairs for seniors and adults with disabilities through our partnership with DC's Safe at Home program and the True Blue Total House Care of Vienna. And we're going to go much more deeply into our partnership with DC's Safe at Home program later on. We've also made significant progress on our pipeline of 70 homes. This involves a lot of architectural work, engineering, and zoning. So it's many, many more things than just building the homes. There's often quite a lot of preparation through all the jurisdictions we serve to allow us to build in the first place. All of this was made possible through the support of the community and donors such as those of you out there, our volunteers, and our other partners. We were especially thrilled with our Women Build event in 2023. We raised over $500,000 and brought out more than 50 volunteer groups as part of our Women Build program. This involved literally hundreds of people, and we are thrilled that we were able to bring people together in our Women Build event. Our restores raised over $500,000 in support of our mission in the last fiscal year. And our restores are a very important part of our mission. Not only are they a program in and of themselves to keep materials out of landfills, it has an environmental component, but it also supports our mission. So we're thrilled with the success of our restores. We have 3 restores, and they are in Herndon, Chantilly, and Alexandria. I also want to thank our major partners of this past year, the Northern Virginia Regional Commission, Morgan Stanley, Van Meter Companies, Amazon, the J. Willard and Alice S. Marriott Foundation, the Diane and Norman Bernstein Foundation, Freddie Mac, and many more than I can reasonably iterate to you right now, but we are thrilled with all of our donors, and I want to give you all a very special thank you. Let me talk for a minute about the year ahead, and I'm going to show you some pictures. We have over 70 homes in our pipeline between now and 2026, and we're continuously adding more. The first is Skyland, which we will finish, as I said, in January or early February, and we will be selling these homes next spring with a home dedication to follow. They're going to be a part of the Douglas Community Land Trust, and this is an important way to make these homes affordable. As you can see on your screen, the 8 townhomes, in all modesty, are beautiful. They are a very important addition to the Skyland community, where we have already built over 30 homes. So the current Habitat residents in that community are welcoming 8 more families. We have an open house coming up on December 9th. That's Saturday, December 9th, for you to visit us and tour the project. So we will be giving you directions on our website on how to get there. And I can tell you it's really very enjoyable to see these homes. They are 3-bedroom homes, and with the possibility of a 4th bedroom in the downstairs portion. And we hope to serve 8 families that are very deserving of that extra space, along with all of the aspects of the Habitat program that we're going to be talking about. We're also finishing a condominium in Bellevue in Northern Virginia. And we also will be breaking ground on 10 townhomes. Oh, hold on. We're getting to our 10 townhomes in called Glebe View Townhomes in the city of Fairfax. And we've been working closely with the Fairfax Presbyterian Church and two important nonprofits, Home Stretch and Home Aid. And the homes will be built on a portion of the church's land, which is quite innovative. It's like a land trust, but will not officially be a land trust. Again, another technique to keep our homes affordable. Two of the homes will be sold to Home Stretch to provide supportive housing to families exiting from homelessness. So we're very, very pleased to be able to serve the city of Fairfax in that way, in addition to bringing in 8 affordable homes. The next project I want to talk about is in Deanwood, which is in Ward 7 in DC. And these homes are quite special. They are 17 passive homes, which will mean that the families will have very affordable utility bills. And they're wired to take on solar panels, which means that they can approach net zero with all of that. These 17 homes will break ground. We will break ground on these 17 homes in the summer of 2024. And again, we are partnering with the Douglas Community Land Trust to help us make these homes more affordable in this high interest rate, high price area. Another project I want to talk about is the Reeves Farmhouse. This is a very unusual project for Habitat. It's located in Arlington, and it is a partnership, as you can see, with Larch of Greater Washington, again, Homemade of the National Capital Region, and Arlington County. And we are going to be partnering with Toll Brothers and others to build 4 homes that are attached to an historic farmhouse. And these will be homes for adults with intellectual disabilities. So this is a very unusual project for us, but we're quite proud of it. And we've had a lot of support from Arlington County and others, including the neighborhood. And I want to thank everyone in that neighborhood for being so supportive and helpful in this endeavor. The other thing I wanted to talk about is our program in home repair and modification. Our goal is to continue to grow our program in Northern Virginia and build staff capacity to complete even more jobs both in Virginia and in DC. And the crucial part of all this is we have a partnership with Safe at Home, and we'll be taking a much deeper dive in a few minutes to talk about our partnership with Home Care Partners. So this is kind of a 3-way partnership between Home Care Partners and the DC's Safe at Home program. We work closely with Home Care Partners, and we'll go into that in more detail soon. I just want to say, if anyone has any questions at this point, I've been explaining about our merger, our achievements in the past year, and our projects in the year ahead. Please put your questions in the chat, and we're happy to answer them. Again, this is Giving Tuesday, and we would like to make sure before we get into the deeper dive on our home modification programs with Home Care Partners is there's a There's a button on your website there to donate, and we would like for you, of course, to think about our contribution to the community across Northern Virginia and DC. I'd also want to make sure that you know that our board and other donors have provided a generous match. So if you donate today, your donation will be doubled. We would love to have your support, especially on Giving Tuesday. This is important for us. Even though we have been successful with our women build and with our restores, it is very, very costly to provide affordable home ownership in the communities we serve. And your support means that we can serve ever more families. At this point, again, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Other than that, we're about to start the Lunch and Learn panel. And before we do that, I want to make sure that I give you a full explanation of who we are going to be bringing on. First, there will be Elena Waldrum, who is the program manager at DC Safe at Home at Home Care Partners. Elena is a senior housing and services expert with more than 20 years of experience in affordable supportive housing. Elena served as the director of Leading Age DC, the housing legislative representative at Leading Age National, and the associate director of policy at Leading Age California, representing nonprofit affordable housing. So Elena will be coming on shortly, and we're very excited to have her as part of our deeper dive into our efforts to work with them on home modifications to help with aging in place. The other person that we're going to be bringing on is Alexa Waugh, who has been an occupational therapist for 13 years, working in many settings, primarily with older adults. She's presently the clinical manager for the Safe at Home program that specializes in provision of home modifications for older adults and persons with disabilities in the District of Columbia. She has 2 certifications in home modification and a board certification in gerontology. Home repair is a very important way to preserve affordable housing. If an older senior citizen is unable to stay in home, often lose that home to the market, and it is no longer an affordable place to live in our service area. So we put a lot of effort into growing our home repair and modification programs. This again helps us contribute to the communities we serve, and we are delighted to have Alexa and Elena join us today in what we're calling a Lunch and Learn panel. So in a couple minutes, I will be joined by Alexa and Elena. And are they there yet?
Not quite. We do have some questions.
Oh, we do have some questions on the Q&A. That's great. How do we select families? Well, that's quite a question.
And contractors.
First of all, let me just talk a little bit about selecting families, and then I'll answer another question about selecting contractors, engineers, and so forth for the homes we build. So we have selection questions here. First of all, we have many, many applicants for the homes we build. across our service area. And with the pressures of high interest rates and the high cost of building, it is very important that we make sure the homes we build are affordable to families. So we work very hard with these families to do quite a bit of financial education, and we have a rigorous selection process ending with the approval of the families by our board of directors. So families often are on a waiting list, and many families are in very uncomfortable and dire situations. We try to serve as many families as we possibly can, but again, we're in a high cost area and we need every dollar we can to serve as many families as possible. The other question here was, how do we select contractors, engineers, and so forth for the homes we build? First of all, we need to get through the zoning process. So we wind up working with legal counsel to approve zoning. And often that involves selecting an architect and an engineer to provide important information to the community where we hope to build. We have a bidding process. And again, we're trying to make our homes as affordable as possible. So we don't really hire general contractors. Our situation is that we have a tremendous in-house construction team, both in Northern Virginia and in DC. And what we wind up doing is bidding out subcontractors such as plumbing, HVAC, electrical, and so forth. So it's a process of looking for at least 3 bids. And what happens is we wind up forming very close working relationships with certain civil engineers and with certain subcontractors who give us good prices and come back. Sometimes we will even get some of their services donated. So we're to answer your question, it's a combination of a bidding process, but also a process where the contractors are long-term partners of Habitat. Then there's a question on, how does Habitat International fund our affiliate? Well, as it turns out, our parent organization runs what's called an affiliate structure. And an affiliate structure means that we don't get a direct donation from Habitat International. They do, as a parent organization, give us our 501c3 status, which is crucial. And they have a number of national and international partners where we are able to apply for grants from some of the donors that Habitat International is able to attract to our mission. We don't really get any other kind of direct funding from Habitat International. In fact, we have an affiliate fee that we pay, and that is something that we generally pay out of our Restore proceeds or proceeds of our internal operations. Habitat International is a marvelous organization. It's almost like a separate organization because each affiliate across the nation, and there are over 1,000 affiliates, operate on their own, essentially. But Habitat International runs a number of very interesting programs, such as the Global Village program and other ways that our international scope becomes available to volunteers, to Habitat staff, to donors. And there are over 70 countries where Habitat International sends people through global village trips. And these are really very, very powerful trips where you go in and you build in, say, El Salvador or wherever we're operating at the time. As a matter of fact, our board chair just got back from Vietnam, where he was building homes in the northern portion of Vietnam. So we are an international organization. We have many connections with Habitat International, but Habitat International, to answer your question, does not really fund our affiliate. We now have just a couple more minutes before we go on. Do we have any other questions? So are we waiting for Elena and Alexa? Oh, we do have another question. If you want to take, actually, unless we have some more questions, you can take a quick break, and I mean quick because it will be 3 minutes. And then Elena and Alexa will be joining us, and we'll get them on, and we will start our Lunch and Learn. Again, it's Giving Tuesday. We deeply appreciate your support of our mission of providing home ownership to families that are able to handle home ownership but are in great need of an affordable home. And we have many examples of families that have been able to change the trajectory of their lives through home ownership. But we will talk a little more deeply about just one of our programs in just a minute.